Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful primrose stitch. Now, this stitch is worked in rose and it has a very beautiful texture, which is why it is best suited for blankets and scarves. So to begin with, we're first going to make a slip knot. And once we've made a slip knot, we are going to make a foundation chain, and a foundation chain is supposed to be in the multiples of 3 plus 2. So here I'm going to make 18 chains plus 2, so in total I'm going to have 20 chains. Now if you don't know how to make a slip knot, or if you don't know how to make these basic stitches, I have separate detailed videos for the same, and I'll be linking all of them in the description box below. Also, I'll be linking everything that I'm using in this video in the description box below. So, this is our foundation chain, and now we are going to skip these two initial chains and we are going to work in that third chain from a hook. So in that third chain we are going to make a single crochet, and now we are going to chain 2. After chaining 2 in that very same chain, we are again going to work one single crochet. And now we are going to skip the next 2 chains, and in the third chain we are going to again work one single crochet, chain 2, and one single crochet in that same stitch again. Again we are going to skip the next 2 chains, and in the third chain we are again going to make one single crochet, chain 2, and one single crochet again. So basically this is going to be our first row. It's going to be one single crochet, 2 chain 2 and one single crochet in the same stitch, then skip the next 2 chains, and in the third chain again we're going to repeat with one single crochet, chain 2 and one single crochet. Now this stitch is worked in rose, which makes it amazing for scarves or blankets. Also, it's not a yarn eater, and still it creates a beautiful texture. In the third chain again, one single crochet, chain 2 and one single crochet. Now we will be left with 3 chains on a hook, and as usual we are going to skip the 2 chains, and in the third chain, that is the very last chain, we are going to make a stitch, and here we are going to make a half double crochet in the very last stitch. Now this is a row 1. A row 1 is complete and it should somewhat look like this. Now moving on to our second row, we are going to chain 3 and we are going to turn around our work. Now in the very first chain 2 space, we are going to make a double crochet, and we're going to make another double crochet and the third and the last one. So here we are not working in any stitch, but we are working in the chain spaces. Now in the next chain 2 space, we are going to make 3 more double crochets. Now this makes the row 2 easier as well, as we don't have to find any stitch and work in that, rather we work in the spaces. So this is our second double crochet, and we're going to make the third and the last double crochet in that chain 2 space as well. Now again we are going to skip all the stitches, and in the next chain 2 space we are again going to make 3 double crochets. So our row 2 is basically 3 double crochets in each chain 2 space. And this pattern is a 2 row repeat. So our third row is going to be the first row what we did, and our fourth row is going to be the second row. So all throughout this pattern we are just going to repeat row 1 and row 2. Again in the chain 2 space, 3 more double crochets, and now we are left with only one chain 2 space, and in that as well we are going to make 3 such double crochets. Now I'll show you how to end our row 2. Now after completing the 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space, you can see that we will be left with one single crochet, which is our last stitch. In that stitch we are going to make a double crochet. So this is how we conclude our row 2. And once done, our pattern should somewhat look like this. Now I'm just going to do one more row, like 2 more rows with you guys, so that you can understand it better. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn around our work, and we're going to make a half double crochet in the very first stitch. Then we are going to skip one stitch and we're going to work our stitch in the next stitch. So we are going to make a single crochet in the second stitch. Again we are going to chain 2 and make a single crochet in that same stitch. Now again we are going to skip 2 stitches, and in the third stitch we are going to make a single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet. So this is our first row. We're repeating our first row. Now again we are going to skip 2 stitches, and in the third stitch we are going to make a single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet again. So as you can see in this pattern we are just using chain stitches, single crochets and double crochets. So it's a very beginner friendly pattern, because these are the stitches a beginner actually learns when he starts crocheting. Again a single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet in that same stitch. Skip 2 chains, a single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet in that same stitch. Now we'll be left with 2 stitches, and we're going to skip that 1 stitch, and in the second stitch we are going to make a half double crochet. So this is how we will conclude our row 3. will be left with 3 loops on a hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. This is how your pattern should look like. And as we have discussed, we are again going to repeat the row 3, the row 2. For that, we're going to chain 3 and we're going to turn around our work. Now in the chain 2 space, we are going to make 3 double crochets. Now this chain 3 is going to be counted as our first double crochet. So like we conclude our row 2 with a double crochet, we also begin it with a double crochet, which is this chain 3. So we are making 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space. Now again, in the next chain 2 space, we are going to make 3 double crochets. This pattern actually grows really fast. And of course, it is very beautiful as well. This is one of my favorite patterns actually. In the next chain 2 space, again we are going to make 3 double crochets. In the next chain 2 space, 3 double crochets again. Three double crochets in the next chain 2 space again. Three double crochets in the next chain 2 space, which is the last chain 2 space. And after that, we are going to conclude our 4th row with a double crochet. And now in the very last stitch, the single crochet stitch over there, we are going to make 1 double crochet. So this is how a pattern will look like. I'm going to do a few more rows and I'll show you how our piece turns out to be. Once done, our stitch should somewhat look like this. Thanks for watching my video. If you do like my video, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Happy crocheting!